The New Orleans Saints have a big time week 2 matchup versus the San Francisco 49ers. Now, when you probably seen this game on the schedule for the New Orleans Saints, you probably wondered to yourself how in the world they were going to get out of that one with a win. But it seems like now in week 2, the Saints are catching the 49ers at, dare I say, a vulnerable state. And this is going to be a winnable game for the black and gold. And this is also a litmus test, yet again, for quarterback Spencer Rattler, who has a lot of unanswered questions despite playing pretty solid in week 1. If Spencer Rattler can go out and be able to distribute the ball to the playmakers and execute the offensive game plan successfully, I think we would have an even better sample size of Spencer Rattler as the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. Because when you think about it, he's going up against one of the best defenses in football. Robert Saleh is now once again the defensive coordinator of the 49ers, where they had their most success over the last recent years. You have to say that it's going to be pretty tough for Spencer Rattler to navigate. But if he does, I think that another question will be answered about Rattler. It's going to take a Herculean effort by not only Spencer Rattler, but the entire offense. Last week, they shot themselves in the foot with multiple penalties. The Saints had 13 penalties total and 89 yards lost. That is almost equivalent to scoring a touchdown in the National Football League. The New Orleans Saints cannot beat themselves, because if they do, then they're not going to beat the 49ers no matter who comes out on the field. But speaking of which, who will the New Orleans Saints have to focus on? Of course, you got Christian McCaffrey, who has been dealing with a calf injury. But in week 1, he produced over 140 total yards. And also Ricky Pearsall, who lived up to his potential at least for week 1, where he went over 100 yards receiving. And you also have Brian Robinson Jr., who came over from the Washington Commanders via trade, and he's a really good, solid running back in his own right. And also, you got to look at the defensive side of the football as well for the Saints. Even though Brock Purdy isn't playing in a game, you still have to focus in on Mac Jones. Some people would say Mac Jones isn't that good of a quarterback. I say that you have a guy who has played in 49 games and has shown capabilities of winning a football game. So the New Orleans Saints can't take the 49ers lightly, because if they do, we know that Kyle Shanahan is one of the best offensive play callers in the game, and he can scheme up a plan to get the Saints beat. But if the New Orleans Saints can walk out of week 2, I think that a lot of people would have to accept that the New Orleans Saints may not be as bad in 2025 as one would have thought.